So this is like week 3 of quarantine, or I'm not sure what day of quarantine it is for me, but just for the sake of this diary, this video diary, we'll just say it's day 1 of quarantine. And I gotta say, I see a lot of people that are upset that they can't go out, they can't party, they can't hang out with friends, all this stuff. But honestly, like for me, this quarantine has been actually like a small blessing in disguise, because before this quarantine, I was working nonstop. It felt almost 24/7, because not to mention all the all-nighters I put for finals and for projects and for extra homework assignments and for extra credit. At first, for me, it was kind of like I don't know what to do because I'm supposed to be out there doing something. But after a while, I was just like, man, I really needed this break. And Dr. Selber always talks about finding silver linings. And I guess for me, that was the silver lining of this whole COVID-19 thing, was that I was finally able to get some rest. And, there was a point there around mid-February where I was just breaking down. I had no more energy. I wanted to die because I couldn't get no sleep. I couldn't catch a break from school. I was getting pulled in 27 different directions because of work and school and family and religion and all of that stuff. And now because of quarantine, that's my silver lining, is that I finally got a little bit of rest. So yeah, it does suck that we're all kind of stuck here at home, and it does suck that, at least for me, there's no sports. I mean, right now I'm wearing a jersey um, to at least make it feel like there's some sports. Um, but at least for me, silver lining in this whole thing is that, hey, I'm gonna get some rest that I need. I've had a bunch of homework. Like right now, literally the only thing that's on in my room is my lamp, and then back, you can't see it because of the glare, but back here is my alarm clock. It's 12:38 in the morning. But yeah, I just finished taking a test for law and ethics, and I mean, one of the good things about quarantine is you get to take most of the things on your own time. And so I guess that's one of the downsides of this quarantine, is that I've become so much less disciplined over these last couple of weeks, because I'm like, hey, like, I'm not in this constant rush anymore of like 9:30 a.m. class, gotta submit all the assignments, gotta submit the projects. 12:30 class, I don't like, I have to submit the assignments, I have to submit the projects. It's more like, oh yeah, they assigned it Monday, but it's not due 2 weeks till now, so I can relax. From this quarantine and these last couple of days, I've realized that I am not disciplined at all when it comes to doing these assignments on time and cramming them in last second. So I guess for the next couple weeks of the semester that we got left, and the tons upon tons of homework assignments that we get from our professors, I've become a little bit more disciplined, and set that as a personal goal and try to finish everything Monday, Tuesday, so I can relax and play video games Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So day 3 of this COVID-19 video diary, and last night, as you can tell, I stayed up super late. I was watching this. I was watching this. All this. TikTok has been killing me, because TikTok has me up till 3 in the morning, and the only reason I put it down was because I got the TikTok ad that was like, hey, you've been scrolling for way too long. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So I put it down, and when I put it down, I looked over at my alarm clock. It was 3 in the morning, and now I have to wake up at 10. Not only because I got class, but also because I need to get stuff done today. I need to do homework, and I cannot stay up this late. So yeah, TikTok has been killing me. But for as much as TikTok has been killing me, they got fire content, because there is so much stuff on there that makes me laugh, and TikTok is really, really good. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are staying up super late during this quarantine watching TikTok too, so at least that's a shared experience we all got. But yeah, so day 3 is TikTok is gonna ruin my sleep schedule. Day 4, wow, you can't even see my face. So Oh my gosh, board games have been a safe in this family. My family is always uber competitive, and recently because my brother's in high school, my dad just got a new promotion. My mom's always busy doing stuff, and I'm always working and coming home late. We didn't spend a lot of time together. Like the amount of time we're spending right now together during this quarantine is probably what we haven't spent in the last maybe 4 to 5 years. At these board games, specifically Parchesi and Sequence, are bragging rights inside this household because 2 days ago we spent 2 hours on this board game. 2 hours, and it's super simple. Like, this game should take maybe 30 minutes max, and this thing is a randomizer. And not only that, but we can play this so many different ways. We've actually been keeping tally of who's won the most. Oh, there we go, you can see. So who's won the most? And I've won the most. My mom's coming second the most, my brother's coming third the most, and my dad's coming fourth the most. But I mean, we're all pretty much like super competitive when it comes to this. But during this quarantine, playing these board games has been really fun, not only because the games are really, really fun and we get really, really into them, um, but also it kills a lot of time. So like whenever my dad's bored or my mom's bored or my brother's bored or I'm bored, we kind of just say like, hey, let's play a board game, and that kills 2 hours in the day. And not only that, but it's super fun to play, and we spend time together that we didn't spend together before this quarantine. Yeah, so this was day 4. This time my finger isn't blinded, my pale white finger isn't blinded by the light outside. So day 5, well, this is 10, but 5 of this video diary. And you might be wondering why I have this jacket on in this tremendous South Texas heat. It's because, before quarantine and before college and before I got my job and everything like that, I was really active. Like, I mean, I played on every team in high school, and I was always running, I was always exercising. But once college started and work started, I just never really had the time to set aside an hour and 30 minutes to work. Like, you know what, right now during quarantine, like, there's moments of the day where I'm just not doing it. I'm just sitting on the couch going through TikTok. Those are the moments I can be outside working out or doing something. So, I'm gonna work out. Get back and I'll tell you what happened. Oh my god, you can't see the sweat I am working up right now. Oh, so I did 50 burpees, 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, 50 rolling crunches, 50 calf raises. What else did I do? 50-second right side plank, 50-second left side plank, 50-second planks, and I did 3-mile bike. That's what I used to do on an off day when I was in shape. As you can clearly tell, me gasping for air right now, I'm not in shape. Yeah, so this is day 1 of me working out. So hopefully this is something I can continue during quarantine, because quarantine is the perfect excuse to get stuff that you couldn't get done because you got all the time in the world to do it. And so for me, it's gonna be working out, getting back into shape, and getting these guns back into me, because right now I am. So I'm gonna take a shower, and I'll catch up with you guys next time. Woo! So it's only fitting that on day 6 of this quarantine we talk about Michael Jordan, because today came out the much anticipated documentary, 10-part documentary called The Last Dance, which basically is a documentary about Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan won 6 rings in his NBA career. I'm kind of into the history stuff. I'm a history nerd, so it's not like me watching documentaries anything different, but it just felt good to have sports back, even though it wasn't real sports. It was just talking about a moment in sports, or a time period in sports. It feels so good because during this whole quarantine, I mean, this quarantine started when, at least to me, it felt like they canceled sports. I mean, and that's because I work in sports. I mean, working with the Vipers, I was there when they canceled the NBA. I was there when they told us, hey, we're not having any more. Luckily, I'm still employed, but you know, I miss sports. I miss sports. Sports are everything to me in my life because sports are the only place where you're truly rewarded on your ability. It's a meritocracy. It's not, hard work trumps talent. And so me being short on my life, like, yeah, I was always the last one picked. I was, when I go to the rec, I'm always the last one picked for basketball. All this stuff. People don't think I can do certain things, like, just because of my height. But I mean, at my height, like in high school, like I could touch the rim. Like I couldn't dunk it because I couldn't get the ball over. Because to dunk, you need to get to like about here. I could only get to like about here. In volleyball, I can do the beautiful spike, like, you know, and sports just always gave me that confidence of like, hey, you're short, but here it doesn't matter. It just matters how much heart you got, how much toughness you got, and how much you're willing to sacrifice. So sports has been everything in my life, and these last like month and a half of quarantine, we haven't had sports. The closest thing to sports we've had are esports, but having this documentary, seeing basketball again, you know, and the after show afterwards, where they're like reviewing what happened. It feels good. It feels good to have sports back. I really, really miss sports. I mean, sports are everything in my life. I mean, everything. I mean, I have this empty Pepsi Raiders bottle here on my desk because I'm a sports fan. I have this giant LA Dodgers flag next to my bed because I'm a sports fan. Like, I mean, I gave my little Finn a Dodgers helmet because I'm a sports fan. Like, everything revolves around sports for me, and it felt good to have this documentary come out so I can, you know, get that emotion and that hype again for something, for sports, for something that's live. For day 6, I mean, it was great having this Michael Jordan documentary. It was honestly the highlight of this whole quarantine by far. So it is day 7, and it is early Wednesday morning. And today I kind of just wanted to talk about how doing these video diaries during COVID-19 has kind of given me a therapeutic escape. Just a couple of seconds, or not seconds, but a couple minutes just to kind of vent about whatever I'm thinking, talking to myself in this video, and I guess talking to you guys during this video. It's given me an opportunity, just to give my thoughts about, what I think about COVID-19, what's been happening during COVID-19. Take a couple of minutes each day and just find, you know, my silver lining, or find something that makes me happy, or just find something that I liked in general, or something I want to complain about. But people can start getting anxious and they can start getting nervous and all this stuff. And I think it's good for people to have an escape, just to be able to talk things out with themselves. I mean, most people usually ask me why I'm so happy all the time, or why I'm in pretty good spirits, or why I'm never stressed out. And I always joke with them, it's because I always talk to myself, you know? And talking to yourself is kind of one of those things that people look at you weird for, but it's one of those things that is so therapeutic when you do it. I think people should do a diary, or not even a diary, they don't have to post it anywhere, just talk to themselves for 10 to 15 minutes each day, and just, talk about Corona, just talk about COVID-19 and their thoughts and how they're feeling, because, I get it. You can get stressed out of being inside your house for such a long time that, drives you a little bit insane. And, doing these diaries right now um, really helps ease the stress of that, just because talking to yourself, you're talking about the problems, about, what's in the world, but not only your problems, you're also talking about the good things. Like for me, like I talked about how board games were awesome and how watching that documentary felt good, but I also talked about the sad things, about how, TikTok is ruining my sleep schedule. I got homework up the wazoo that, I had to finish, and, that there's no sports. It helps me at times, calm my anxiety down about COVID-19 because it is a scary thing. And, sometimes just talking about it, even if it is talking to it, in this case by myself or to you guys, um, it's good and it works and it makes you find that inner peace. So yeah, I hope you guys do that. So for day 7, I'm out.